Hello explorers, it's Anna here. Welcome to another Explorer video. It's great to be meeting together by watching videos together even when we can't be together in person. If you are a normal Wednesday explorer, you will have your craft bag, your bag of stuff. Today you will need the figure that you might have decorated like Joseph last week. Don't worry if you didn't, because you could still do that today if you want. So you'll need Joseph. You can take off, if you can, the colourful coat, because he'll be wearing something else today. And today you also need the blank coat that had a little post-it on saying week 2. So see if you can find that in your bag. And a bit later, when Sarah tells the story, you will need some biscuits. I wonder if they still exist or if they've already been eaten. I'm going to enjoy these a bit later. So that's what you will need for our video today. Now, Sarah is here. Let me show you her so you can say hello. Hello, Sarah.
Hi, everybody. Hello, Anna.
We are going to play a game, Sarah, and this game, the explorers are going to play against you. Okay?
Okay,
so,
right.
Explorers, you're trying to beat Sarah this time. This game is called Touch. And I'm going to give you some different things that I'd like you to try and touch in the room that you're in. So I don't want you to have to leave the room. You have to do it in the room you're in. So if you can't find anything, what I've said, you can just come back and say, I haven't found it. And if Sarah's the same, no one gets any points. If Sarah's got something, she would get the point. I'm going to challenge you to find a few different things to touch. So this is a bit different to the other game we play. You don't need to bring it back. You can just touch it with your hand and see if you can touch it before Sarah does. Okay?
Right, just going to limber up a bit, do some stretches, get ready. Okay.
Yes. You will need to move and use your muscles for this. Okay, explorers, the first thing I would like you to try and touch is something red. Can you touch something red? Quick, before Sarah does. I wonder if you already have. Sarah's found something she's touching. Oh, nice, well done. I wonder, explorers, if you had something red a bit nearer you and you got that one first. Well done. Second thing, can you touch something cold? Can you touch something cold? The table in front of me is quite cold. I wonder if something's cold in your room. Maybe the window or the door. I wonder if you've already touched something.
Keys are cold.
Keys. Very good, Sarah. I think the explorers maybe beat you on that one.
I was very slow.
Can you touch something made of paper? Is there a book near you? Is there a piece of paper near you? Can you touch something made of paper? Oh, well done. Sarah's got a book. I wonder if you've got something nearby. I'm holding something papery. Can you touch something soft? I wonder if you can touch something soft. Oh, Sarah, that's a lovely soft thing.
This is my little teddy from when I was a baby.
Oh.
He's not always on my table, by the way. I just used him for something earlier. That's why he happens to be here.
I think Sarah probably beat you guys at home, unless you had a toy right there too, which I guess you might have done. Okay, final one. Can you touch something smooth? I wonder if you know what that means. It's not rough, it's nice to stroke maybe, nice and smooth. Maybe it's table. Oh, a phone. That's very smooth.
Does that count?
Yeah, that's smooth. My table in front of me is smooth. Maybe if you're struggling, the wall is probably quite smooth. Well, actually, maybe not. I wonder if you found something smooth to touch. Sarah, you probably won that one because it was right next to you. So well done. Touch. I wonder how many points you got, how many points Sarah got. You will have to count up at home and you can let us know if you beat Sarah at the touch game. Another person is joining us, well, not person, someone else is joining us for our video. Let me show you my video again big, because our friend Patrick always joins us for our Explorer videos. He's a giraffe and he loves playing hide and seek. He is hidden somewhere in my room. I wonder if you can see him. Have a good look. I'm going to tilt my chair around, see if that helps you. I wonder if you can see him at all. Let's have a look. I wonder if you've spotted some giraffe feet. I'll give you 10 more seconds to have a look in case you haven't quite got him. And then I'm going to show you. Here he is. Here are some feet. Can you spot them? He's hidden. He's lying down. I'm going to pull him out. Oh, there he is. That was a good hiding place. In fact, he probably had a little nap while we were playing touch. Well done, Patrick. Now, Patrick always has a question that he asks us. And Sarah, he would like to ask you, and explorers, he would like to ask you at home, whether you have enjoyed the snow that we've had. And if you have, what was the best thing you've done in the snow?
Oh, I love the snow. I bet you explorers enjoyed the snow as well. It was so beautiful and such fun to play in. And I went for a really long walk, and I climbed a hill and I did some sledging. And I went whizzing down this really steep hill on a sledge. It was lots of fun and a little bit scary, actually. I think I screamed quite loudly.
Oh, explorers, I wonder what your favourite thing you've done in the snow these last few days is. Maybe you could pause the video if you'd like to tell someone who you're watching with. Patrick didn't get to go outside in the snow. He looked at it from the window, but he thought it was very beautiful. But my dog Juno, we put her on a sledge. That was fun. We're not on a hill, just on the straight, and she enjoyed being pulled along. So I wonder what your favourite thing in the snow was this week. Well, explorers, we are going to do the next bit now of the story of Joseph. So if you still have your biscuits, you can get those ready. And I'm going to hand over to Sarah now for the next bit. Thank you, Sarah.
Brilliant. Anna, thank you so much. I'm so excited about our story. It's in the book of Genesis, the very first book of the Bible. And we heard the first part last week, which was fantastic. And we're going to hear the next bit of this very exciting story now. And it's all about a man called Joseph. And you've got your Joseph cut out, I think, hopefully, if you had the craft bag. Let me show you some pictures that will help us with our story. There is Joseph. And do you remember, he had a lovely family, and he had a lovely dad, and he had some brothers. In fact, he had 11 brothers and a sister. Do you remember? Just a quick recap. Now, I think that was really good. So I'd like you, if something's good in our story, perhaps you could put your thumbs up and a big smile. But if something's bad in our story, perhaps we'll put our thumbs down and a sad face, okay? Can you practice that with me? So thumbs up, big smile for something good. Thumbs down, sad face for something bad. Well, he had a great family, and he had these 11 brothers. That should have been good. Big smile. There was a problem, though, if you remember the story last week, because his brothers were jealous of him. And they were particularly jealous of him when their dad gave him a lovely, colourful coat. So I think that's a bad thing. Can we do some thumbs down and a sad face? Of course, they were jealous of him, and they were so jealous of him that they decided they wanted to get rid of him. They made a bad plan, and they put him into a big pit, into a well, and they left him there. I think that's a sad thing and a sad face, so thumbs down for that. But you know, all the way through this story, we learn that God was with Joseph, and God had a good plan for Joseph, even though these bad and sad things were happening to him. Well, the next part of the story is that Joseph was sold to some traders, some people who took him all the way to Egypt, where he was a slave. Oh dear, poor Joseph. I think that's thumbs down and sad face. Can you do that with me? Thumbs down and a sad face. Joseph was a slave in Egypt. Remember that from last week. But God was with Joseph, and God had a good plan for Joseph, because Joseph ended up working for a man called Potiphar. And Potiphar was a very important man, and he worked for the king of Egypt, who was called the Pharaoh. So that's a good thing. Let's do a thumbs up and a big smile, because that was a good thing. He ended up working for this man, and while he was working for this man, God was with Joseph, and God was helping Joseph. And so it meant that when he was working for Potiphar, Potiphar saw that he was doing things that God was with him and God was helping him. So he gave him lots of good things. Let's have thumbs up and a big smile and he gave him lots of good things to do, and he ended up looking after all of Potiphar's household. But just when it was all going so well, something bad happened, because Potiphar's wife accused Joseph of doing something that he hadn't done. Oh no, sad face and thumbs down, everybody. And then she told a lie to Potiphar and said that Joseph had done something that he hadn't done. Oh no, sad face and thumbs down, everybody. And that meant that Potiphar was angry. There's his wife, and Potiphar was so angry that he put Joseph into prison. Oh dear, that's definitely thumbs down and a sad face. Poor Joseph. But you know, the Bible tells us that God was with Joseph, and God still had good plans for Joseph. God showed him real kindness while he was in the prison. Although it was hard, God was looking after Joseph and cared for him. And God was with him, and God had good plans for Joseph. And then something amazing happened. Joseph met two men. And these two men both had dreams. These men had been working for the Pharaoh, for the king of Egypt. And they had been put into prison. But while they were in prison, they had these dreams. And the next morning when they woke up, they wanted to know what these dreams meant. And do you remember that God had helped Joseph to understand dreams before? So when they asked him, Joseph said, God knows what these dreams mean. The first man told his dream to Joseph, and God helped Joseph to know what it meant. That the man would be set free from prison and would go back and serve and work for the king again. And that is exactly what happened. The dream came true. And Joseph said, when you're set free, please tell the king about me so that I can be set free too. Well, that was a great plan, wasn't it? But sadly, the man forgot to tell the king. So sad face and thumbs down. He forgot to tell the king all about Joseph. The second man had also had a dream, and he said to Joseph, what does my dream mean? And Joseph said, God will tell me what your dream meant. And it came true in exactly the same way that Joseph had said. Joseph told him what that dream meant, and it came true. But poor old Joseph, he's still in the prison. Sad face, thumbs down. But God was still with Joseph, and God still had good plans for Joseph. And you know, that's where we leave our story today, that Joseph is still in the prison. And that would be a really sad place to leave it, except that we know that God is always working his purposes out, and that God is still with Joseph and still cares for him. So, in fact, it's thumbs up and smiley face, because we know that God is still with Joseph and working for him and working his plans out for him. And do you know what? We know that the Bible says that as we trust in God, he's with us too, and that he's working out his good plans too. So whether we're feeling happy or sad, whether things are going well or badly, we can trust in God, and we can always talk to him at any time, because we know that he's always with us. So why don't we do that now? Why don't we say a prayer and thank God? Dear God, thank you that you were with Joseph, and thank you that you were working out your good plans for him. Thank you too that you're with us, and please would you help us to trust you. And we sing the Explorers song. Amen, 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 and I agree, amen. I'm going to hand back to Anna. I don't know if you heard my doorbell going at that point, but the doorbell went halfway through that story. Anyway, over to Anna now.
Thank you, Sarah. I wonder how many of us thought, oh, I better go and get the door, but it was actually Sarah's door. Thank you, Sarah, for sharing that next bit of the story of Joseph. And it's brilliant to know how, just like with Joseph, God is with us if we're trusting him. So, explorers, if you have your Joseph cut out, you can, if you haven't yet given him a face and some clothes, you can do that. If you haven't got one of these men at home, don't worry, you could just draw him onto a piece of paper to make your very own Joseph. Last week, some of you may have made your multicoloured coat. This week, we want to make a coat because he wouldn't have had his multicoloured coat in prison. And I was trying to think what we could make this coat look like, a prison uniform. Sometimes when there are cartoons of prison uniforms, they put arrows on them. So I've done some arrows on my coat there. My coat is very white, but I wonder if yours could maybe be a different colour or a few different colours. But it has to not look quite as fancy as this lovely coat, because this is something he would have been given to wear in prison. If you want to as well, I cut out a circle and I made another face for Joseph, because he probably at times felt a bit sad and worried. So if you want to give him that face, you can, and then you can tell the story and think when he remembered that God was with him, he would have felt happy, but at times he also would have felt worried and sad. So that's what you can do with your little craft bits in the bag, but all of those can be made at home if you don't have your bag as well. Great. Well, explorers, it's lovely to see you. Let me show you Sarah again. Sorry, I can't actually see you, explorers, but I can see Sarah and you can see us both, and we really glad that you've joined us for this video, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Bye everyone.
Bye everyone. Bye.